welcome to the event. We really appreciate your time today on our Microsoft 365 Defend Your Business workshop. My name's Ian Lohman and I'm responsible for the relationships within AdeptTech, so both with our clients and our partners. So our most important relationship is with Microsoft, and as a gold partner in cloud productivity, we cover what Microsoft terms modern work, which is effectively everything related to Microsoft 365. As the Microsoft 365 suite has expanded, we are expanding our security services and helping clients take advantage of the security functionality available within those Microsoft 365 suites. AdeptTech is also a cloud solutions partner, or CSP, which means that we can be your reseller, providing you with Microsoft licenses into your tenant. Ingram Micro, who are helping us on this presentation today, are our Microsoft distribution partner. So we work very closely with them to increase awareness of these constantly evolving Microsoft suites and what they have to offer and the options that work best with our clients. Today's an SMB focused workshop on the Microsoft 365 business suites. Although if you have Office 365, the same is applicable and more if you move from Microsoft to Microsoft 365 E3 and E5 SKUs. We'll be taking questions via the Q&A panel. So in your client, if you go to the Q&A panel, you'll see you can raise questions there and we'll cover them all off at the end. And as if you look in the panel as well, it also mentions that a copy of the slides and a recording will be emailed out to you within 2 days after the event. So if we can move on to the next slide, please. So what we're going to cover today. So first of all, Paul's going to go through the key challenges for small and medium businesses in this hybrid work world that we have. Collaboration and security with Business Premium. What's actually been recently introduced to Business Premium, that additional functionality that you're getting with this suite that previously wasn't included. What are those business benefits? And then we'll go on to the Q&A session. So at this point, I'll hand over to Paul, who will take it from here. Over to you, Paul.
Many thanks, Ian, and thank you ever so much for everybody attending. I realise in this complicated, sometimes complex world of Microsoft 365, it can be a little bit of a minefield, and that's why we partner with AdeptTech and partners such as AdeptTech to help us sort of make it all a little bit less complex for you. And just try and unravel all of the mysteries that sometimes people feel sit around Microsoft Suite. So what I want to talk to you about today, as I say, small companies are the backbone of our economy. That's what keeps us running, and they're the reason that so many of our communities thrive. Their presence is silent, so they don't often have the flashy brands, such as the ones that we see down at the high street, but yet they're a permanent fixture in all of our lives. So if you can think back to the dark days of when the pandemic hit, businesses all over the world suddenly scrambled to adapt. Many small and medium-sized business really struggled with these changes, and they didn't know if they were able to make it through. And if we think about now where we're at today, we need to rethink work. It's no longer a place that you go to, but it's a set of activities that people need to be able to perform, and that is from anywhere. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Flexibility of working, hybrid working, but basically the security elements that sit around that, and to making sure that you're not fully exposed. So Microsoft believe that people are the driving force behind business progress. People are generalized problem solvers. They invent new things, they improve old things, as well as imagining the future and then find ways to make it so. So in the context of business productivity, the pandemic has reminded us of two things. One, people are amazingly resilient and can adapt to changing circumstances, and they will make the difference. And second of all, you can't increase people productivity by just treating them like machines. So when it comes to people, more work isn't necessarily equal to more output. We sprint and then we need time to recover. And what's more, we're social animals. We need each other. In fact, we do our best work when we're together. So these are the people who witnessed the impact of COVID-19 firsthand, and they're changing the way that we work in the future. So the new normals demonstrated that in order to thrive, businesses need to invest in developing capabilities in 3 key areas. That is real-time collaboration, security, and the need, and I think this is more and more paramount, the need to save costs. Old legacy and on-premise solutions don't solve those challenges. Point solutions don't solve these challenges. However, a comprehensive and integrated solution will help businesses and partners collaborate, be secured, and above all else at these particular times, save costs. So business owners around the world recognise the need to get onto a modern technology stack. So the benefits of a cloud-based collaboration, productivity and security. The need has never been greater, and these data points show. 1, small businesses understand they need to accelerate their digital transformation. They don't know where to start. And that's where Ian and his team can obviously add some focus and add some assistance. Second of all, increasingly, they recognise that businesses are vulnerable to phishing and ransomware and other security threats. But again, they're not sure what to do about it. And thirdly, they know they need to conserve cash in order to weather, again, uncertain times. So together, with the right tools at hand, we can help grow your business. Microsoft 365 solution is designed to equip business owners to respond to these 3 key challenges. So in this presentation, I'm going to show you how our solution will A, let you be more collaborative and connect your people. 2, secure your business with technology that you can trust. And finally, and again, can't emphasize this enough, help reduce cost. But you may ask, what is Microsoft 365? 365 is a secure, cost-effective and reliable cloud solution for real-time collaboration and secure work from virtually anywhere. It includes Teams, cloud storage and familiar Office apps with advanced security options. You can use it to chat, you can call, host online and collaborate in real time. So if you're running a business and you know that the world has changed a lot in the last few months and we're dealing with a business landscape that is markedly different from a few years ago. Earlier as a business, you probably had employees who were co-located and were able to collaborate easily as they worked from the same office. It was easy to do business with customers and partners through in-person meetings and physical commerce. Today, employees are working from home or from multiple locations, and how you work with customers and suppliers and partners has also changed. You're probably not meeting them in person as much, and more of your business is now transacted online. There is a growing realization that remote and distributed work is basically here to stay. So let's do it right. Gartner recently produced a survey that revealed 74% will move some of their previously on-site workforce to permanently remote positions post the pandemic. So why choose Business Premium? I'm going to run through the next few slides and give you a bit more detail about the benefits around Business Premium and the whole Microsoft security stack. So 365 Business Premium brings together the key capabilities that you need to enable work from anywhere. Collaborate using Teams, secure your identity data and devices, as well as providing remote access and virtual desktops. As a customer, it eliminates the need for multiple point solutions and helps again reduce your operational costs, and a comprehensive offering offers low support help desk maintenance costs while simplifying the whole license stack. And finally, you've heard rumours to the effect, why should I trust Microsoft to be my security vendor, or is Microsoft serious about security? And here's some proof if you're not completely convinced. As the enterprise software leader with over 90% Fortune 500 companies, security, privacy and core to how we build the software. From Windows Exchange to Xbox Azure, for example, Microsoft blocked 11 billion malicious and suspicious messages in 2019. All powered by AI and intelligence across the platform, Digital Crimes Unit has been at the forefront of taking down botnets and thwarting any cyber attacks. So actually, Microsoft 365 Business Premium is really cost competitive versus on-point solutions. If you think about the capabilities within Business Premium, including Defender for Office 365, Azure AD, Intune, DLP and AIP, upgrade rights for Windows Pro and more, it's a lot more cost competitive for point solutions where you'll be paying almost double the price. So Defender for Business makes 365 Business Premium an even more complete competitive solution with enterprise grade and cross-platform endpoint security. So as the slide there suggests, if you look down the list of all of those third-party on-point solutions that you potentially have to buy, we estimate it round to be about £39, whereas you're getting a full Office application and suite, which includes all of those things which we've just talked about, for £16.60. So effectively a bit of a non-brainer. As well as what you're seeing on this slide, Microsoft's technologies have been recognised by best in class by many influential analysts. I mentioned Gartner earlier. Well, they've designated Microsoft as a leader in the 5 magic quadrants. Recognising Microsoft's commitment to protect all customers, small business and enterprise, Microsoft was named as a leader in the IDC MarketScape for modern endpoint security for enterprise, small and mid-sized business. And there's more. We have a number of third-party benchmark testing organisations attest to quality. One of the core needs of any small business is a good antivirus solution. And the good news is that Microsoft Defender AV is now ranked as the top antivirus solution by tests such as AV Test, AV Comparatives, SE Labs, and a few more. So you can see there from this slide how they're improving, constantly evolving and improving their current AV solution. So just to recap, Microsoft 365 Business Premium brings together multi-layered security alongside your productivity and collaboration tools so you can run your business from anywhere with peace of mind. There's protection across identity, device, application, Wi-Fi, as well as your data. So starting with the user, we'll talk about protecting identity and access against lost or stolen passwords. And then we'll move on to the protection continues to the devices that access your data. So first, Microsoft Defender for Business will be included in Microsoft 365 Business Premium, which brings enterprise grade endpoint security against malware and ransomware. So the good news is we have a solution with 365 Business Premium that provides you comprehensive secure work solution to help address these needs. It brings together your favorite productivity tools such as Word, Excel, Outlook and Microsoft Teams, along with advanced remote access, security and device management capabilities. Basically, one solution that has all you need to run and grow your business while having that peace of mind that your business information is protected. So let's talk about the capabilities of Business Premium. Excuse me. So with Teams, you can bring everyone in your team on the same page, wherever they work, with a group chat, online meetings. I'm sure you're all familiar with Teams now, but you can use them for calling, web conferencing, plus you can stay connected with customers, partners, vendors through online meetings, as well as collaborate on shared files and documents. Real-time teamwork with Microsoft Teams. So first of all, Microsoft Teams solves the communication and collaboration needs of a diverse workforce. You can stay on top of your work day by easily accessing the files, the chats, the apps, all in one place across both the desktop, web, as well as your mobile. So you can use Teams for informal one-to-one group chats, have an open conversation in a channel, and this enables you to share information in a transparent way for faster decision making. You can also collaborate in real time by co-authoring files and sharing them quickly and easily with people inside and outside your company. So plus with the shared documents in the cloud, you get the benefit of version control and DLP or data loss prevention. So online meetings from anywhere, you can stay connected with an intelligent meeting solution supporting the sharing, the video and audio conferencing. Join a range of platforms and devices, including the desktop, browser, mobile and meeting room devices. So the thing, if we just take just one quick look at meetings, Microsoft Teams offers a complete meeting solution supporting sharing, video and audio conferencing that enables you to meet from anywhere. You can use Teams for all types of meetings, whether it just be a spontaneous quick hello or a scheduled and formal with internal and external users. And this includes obviously a large to many meeting. All meetings provide a contextual experience, so you have the context and the content you need right at your fingertips. before, during and after a meeting, including conversation history, file and meeting notes. And no worries if you miss a meeting, team members can make you a quickly alert and get you onto that meeting. There we go. So it's common to work on teams with contractors, consultants, or other types of people outside the boundaries of your company. Guest access allows these people to fully participate and collaborate right along with you, including scheduling a Teams meeting with anyone who has a valid business or consumer email address, making and receiving phone calls from anywhere with a cloud-based phone system also built into Teams. So how do we enable the secure access from anywhere and protect identity? Excuse me. Just how vulnerable are SMBs? There was a 300% increase in ransomware attacks, with more than 50% directed against small business. What's worse is that while small and medium businesses face similar threats as enterprises, they don't have quite the same protection, which sometimes has catastrophic outcomes. Average cost of a data breach for an SMB was about £100,000, and that's why it makes so much more economic sense for a small business to invest in security up front. What SMBs tell us is that they need a solution that can help them optimize hybrid work while still protecting against cyber threats, which while still obviously maintaining reduced costs. So passwords are the weakest link in any security chain, and without any additional verification, a single point of failure. That's why we believe strongly that if you only do one thing from today to protect yourself, it should be turning on multi-factor authentication. And at this point, I should say, if you are having any problems around MFA, not sure on how to set it up, that's where Ian and the rest of the Adaptec team can obviously offer some assistance in helping you making sure that you're enabling MFA. So as I say, if there is one thing that you take away from today, it's making sure that you've got MFA on. And if you haven't and you need a bit of assistance, as I say, please speak to Ian and the team. So passwordless methods help make MFA more convenient for users. MFA credentials include Microsoft Authenticator, which offers the greatest flexibility, convenience and cost. And again, recommend using Microsoft Authenticator mobile app, which supports biometrics, push notifications and one-time passcodes for any AD connected app. It's free to download from the Apple and Android app stores. And again, if you are having any issues or troubles, need any help with any of the aspects of the MFA, please reach out to Ian and his team. Security keys are now available from several of our partners, and you can get USB, NFC enabled badge or biometric key. We already have over 100 million users of passwordless authentication, and this number is about to get bigger. So at a recent Microsoft conference, they announced that in Q1 of 2020, we'll extend passwordless authentication to include support for hybrid environments. Again, I can't hesitate, can't reiterate this enough, but if you're hesitant to turn on MFA, there's ways to minimize the disruption and make it a smooth transition for your users. And again, Ian and the team are happy to help with that. I'll go over. There we go. So in a distributed work environment, providing the right people the right access becomes extremely critical. With Azure AD conditional access, you can control where, when and who connects to your Office apps. For example, you could create a policy that blocks access when someone attempts to log in from a country which you don't do business with, or alternatively, you could use conditional access to restrict access if a user is logging in from an unrecognized and potentially compromised device. Plus, combining MFA with CA policies, e.g. Requiring MFA when someone accesses your work data from a location that is not trusted, you don't do business in. So additionally, we recently announced that we're bringing the full capabilities of Azure AD Premium P1 to the Business Premium Suite. So with this, you get the benefit of powerful features like App Proxy that helps employees to remotely access on-premise web apps without the need of opening broad access. So with dynamic groups, you can help reduce the administrative overhead of adding and removing users from security groups. So for an example, assigning users to a sales group, for instance, or use dynamic groups to assign users to groups automatically. Then these groups start to grant access to certain applications. And again, if you are having any questions around any aspect of what I'm talking about, please reach out to Ian and his team so they can assist. So how do we protect against cyber threats and data loss? With the shift to work from home, as we've been talking about, there's been a huge increase in the cyber attacks like email phishing. Microsoft Defender for Office 365 helps safeguard your user's identity and, more importantly, defend against such cyber threats. So with these increased cyber threats like phishing attacks and ransomware, we know that customers are concerned. 365 Business Premium protects your business from these external threats by giving you access to the same enterprise-grade services and protection used by many of the world's largest companies. So effectively, you're getting all of the good Microsoft security applications added to a Business Premium license at half the cost. So if we check in real time, they will check in real time if your destination is a malicious site with safe links. And when a user clicks on a URL in an email message or in an Office file, the link is checked by Defender. For example, a user will get a warning page if the link is deemed malicious. Defender Safe Attachments features in Microsoft 365 Business Premium. And what that does is it will scan each and every attachment policy in its place. Email attachments are open and tested in a sandbox environment. And if it's determined to be malicious, the attachment will not open. This protection also applies to attachments shared via SharePoint, OneDrive, or Teams. AI-powered anti-phishing intelligence helps protect against impersonation and spoofing with anti-phishing tools. So most businesses deal with a variety of sensitive information like customer credit card numbers, date of birth, or even intellectual property that is core to the running of the business. Keeping this information safe can be a daunting task for any business, but especially for SMBs. Business Premium helps protect business data or sensitive customer or employee information from accidental leaks by utilising DLP or data loss prevention capabilities. DLP policies can help to identify, monitor and protect sensitive information through deep content analysis. So even if your staff forget to apply these controls, it includes pre-configured templates that can help specific types of sensitive information being communicated. So let's say you're sending an email out with a credit card number, it will effectively stop and halt that credit card details, number, any sensitive information. And again, you can set up how sensitive you want this information to be done by putting the labels on these data sets. And again, if you are having any questions or if you want some additional assistance around any of this, speak to Ian and the team and they will be able to offer some assistance. So secure the personal and company-owned devices. As employees work from multiple locations and use both personal and company-owned devices, you want a way to manage and secure these devices and the way that we work with the data on them. With Intune, it's easy to manage the PCs and mobile devices so you have peace of mind that your business data is safeguarded. Plus, with Autopilot, it becomes easy to quickly provision and deploy new devices to employees remotely. So there's a couple of ways to approach device management. There's MAM or mobile application management. This is typically for personally owned devices, so the company has control over the applications used for business purposes. Users can use their personal devices to access organizational resources. For example, you can apply app protection policies to help ensure that corporate data is only saved on OneDrive for business versus a personal store. The other one is MDM or mobile device management. Typically used for company-owned devices, users enroll their devices and use certificates to communicate with Intune. The ability to configure mobile device policies, such as enforcing complex PINs or passwords, remote wipe or stroke lock, and device encryption, etc. MAM is more common now, I would say, and if you are having any questions about any BYOD or bring your own device environment, speak to Ian, speak to the team, and they will be able to help out, work with you to devise your own BYOD policies. So with remote and hybrid work, employees are increasingly using personal mobile devices to access work data, and you may be concerned if your work data is secure. So with 365 Business Premium, we've got multi-layered protection, which allows us to protect the data at the app level without the need for traditional containerization or sandboxing. And because we leverage the user identity in our approach, we can enable multi-identity usage of apps where app policies are intelligent enough to only apply to data applicable to corporate accounts or employee-owned devices. Capabilities here include app encryption at rest, app access control, PIN or credentials, and save, copy, paste restrictions. So if you think about it, again, I use the example of the credit card. If you go and copy and paste a credit card details onto an email, it will get restricted because you've put those app policies in place. Traditionally, getting a new PC ready involves a lot of heavy lifting, i.e. spending time building, customizing images that will later deploy to devices. Autopilot introduces a new approach that cuts time in deploying new devices to users, wherever they may work, so you can be up and running very quickly. From the user's perspective, it only takes a few simple operations to make their device ready to use, and the only interaction required from the end user is to connect to a network and verify their credentials. So everything is beyond that is automated and reduces the effort, resources, which is needed from IT. And again, if you've got any questions about any aspect of autopilot and how that would work, how that would add some value to what you're doing at the moment, please reach out to Ian and the team. So how do we secure our devices with Defender for Business? Microsoft 365 Business Premium has AV capabilities or antivirus capabilities that come with your Windows device. However, given the increased volume and sophistication of cyber threats, we believe that SMBs now need a greater level of endpoint security across platforms and devices. This is why we launched a Microsoft Defender for Business, an enterprise-grade endpoint security to business with up to 300 employees. That brings the power of these advanced technologies like EDR or endpoint detection to SMBs in a simple and cost-effective solution. You can use Defender for Business to evaluate your security from traditional antivirus to next-gen antivirus and vulnerability management. It offers simplified configuration and management with intelligent automated investigation and response to help protect your endpoints. Now, Defender for Business brings together additional endpoint security capabilities in one package to remove the need for separate web and network protection, threat and vulnerability management solutions. It's proactive, it's automated, and the investigation and response mean that IT administrators can prioritize only on security events that need their attention. So effectively, again, what we're trying to do is remove a lot of the heavy lifting, all of the kind of complicated or less complex stuff, move that over to an automated way of dealing with it so that IT managers and administrators can get on with actually doing their day job. So Microsoft Defender for Business will be included in Microsoft 365 Business Premium at no additional costs. It's essentially enterprise-grade security value, but being added to a smaller SMB SKU such as Business Premium. So with this addition, Microsoft 365 Business Premium really offers an unparalleled and comprehensive suite for SMB needs. As we mentioned, from Teams and Office to enterprise-grade security with Defender for Business for endpoint device protection against ransomware and other malware, Defender for Office 365, which offers email and collaboration protection against phishing and other cyber threats, Intune for managing the devices, employee or company-owned Azure AD Premium Plan 1, which offers identity protection and helping enable security remote access. Azure Information Protection, or AIP, and DLP, data loss protection for sensitive data, Exchange Online Archiving, Azure Virtual Desktop, and much, much more. It's great value in a simple to easy use package versus going for, as I mentioned before, these on-point solutions, which can cost you up to double in a lot of these cases. Defender for Business provides a centralized security experience for Windows and non-Windows platforms. So you'll be able to see alerts and incidents from various supported operating systems in Microsoft 365 Defender and protect your organization's network. The simplified wizard-driven onboarding on security management experiences are built for Windows operating systems only, with additional OS support for Mac, Android and Linux on the roadmap. So to onboard and manage other operating systems will require the use of Microsoft Intune service through the Microsoft Endpoint Manager admin portal. And you can board Mac OS and using Microsoft Intune. Using Microsoft Intune or local scripts, you can onboard Mac and virtual desktops. Simplified onboarding administration. So for Windows operating systems, Defender for Business simplified onboarding and security configuration flows through using a wizard-driven and flow to guide you through the process of protecting your devices. So using 365 Business Premium, you can quickly onboard existing devices from Intune. Threat and vulnerability management helps you to prioritize and focus on the weaknesses that pose the most urgent and highest risk to your business. By discovering, prioritizing and remediating software vulnerabilities and misconfigurations, you can proactively build a secure foundation for your environment. Attack surface reduction reduces your attack surfaces, places that your company is vulnerable to a cyber attack across the whole devices and applications using capabilities such as ransomware mitigation, application control, web protection, network firewall, and attack surface reduction rules. Next generation protection helps to prevent and protect against threats at your front door with anti-malware and antivirus protection on your devices and in the cloud. Endpoint detection and response, or EDR, get behavioral based detection and response alerts, allowing you to identify persistent threats and remove them quickly from your environment. Manual response actions with Defender for Business will allow you to act on processes and files, while live response will put you in direct control of the device to help ensure it's remediated, secured and ready to go. Automated investigation and remediation helps to scale your security operations by examining alerts, take immediate action to resolve the attacks, and then reduce the alert volume and remediating threats. Defender for Business allows you to prioritize these tasks and focus on more sophisticated threats. And then finally, API and integration automate the workflows and integrate secure data into your existing security platforms and your reporting tools. So just to end this section, I'm not going to go through all of these, but just to end the section, here's a quick overview of how Defender for Business lines up against our broader portfolio. So as you can see, for customers with less than 300 employees, Microsoft Defender for Business is our key offering. With businesses under 300 employees, it contains most of the capabilities found in Microsoft Defender Plan 2, with some exceptions like threat hunting and some other features. So they've been simplified for the ease of management. So going to hand back to Ian just to see if there's been any any questions that have come up during this webinar at all.
Hi, welcome back. I'm just going through the Q&A panel now. Okay, so first of all, those that might have joined slightly after we started, not to worry, the event is being recorded, so you will be sent the recording, so you'll catch that introduction and whatever first elements that you may have missed. Also, before I go into the Q&A, a quick correction. On one of Paul's slides, it stated that Business Premium was £16.60. Unfortunately, that was the case before Microsoft put the price up. so
my bad. Sorry, Ian.
Yeah, that's all right. So currently it's £18.10 per user per month, which on the current price of Business Premium is a £7.80 per user per month upgrade. So all the additional functionality that Paul's spoken about today is available for effectively £7.80 per user per month. The other thing as well that we want to reiterate is that using MFA. So that is the biggest thing that you can do to help protect your business and your data. So again, that's quite a straightforward thing to do, and we can help you with that. And with all these security elements that you have, it sounds quite complex and quite scary. But once we've had the initial conversations with you and understand what you need to protect and how you want to protect it, we can configure it and set it up in the background, and then it just does the job. It just protects you. So right, so moving on to the questions. So we've had a question in saying, with the business premium licenses, are all the security already in place, or we need to set it up for our company? Well, yes, there is a level of configuration involved there. So Paul, have you got the?
Yeah, I was just going to say all the elements, all the foundation elements will be there, but there will be a certain amount of configuration. And again, any questions relating to that, any kind of queries, issues, that's where Ian and his team. That's why we invest so much time in AdeptTech, because of their excellent capabilities around this.
Yeah, so some of them are fairly straightforward. To literally, you turn the functionality on and it works. Others, you need to agree policies and set up policies. So we work with you to give you the options of what those policies are and how best to deploy them. And then we choose the right ones for your organization, and then they're deployed in the background. And then in theory, you would be able to amend those if you wanted to make changes to them going forward, and wouldn't necessarily need us to get involved after that fact, unless, of course, you have ongoing support with us. Okay, so another question that I had come in was regarding Intune, which was how long does it take to set up Intune? Well, a lot of that depends on the number of templates required for how many types of mobile or laptop devices you've got. Are you using Android and iOS? So, of course, the more complex your device structures are, your landscape on devices are, then the more time it's likely to take up, because we need more templates. So we work with you to agree what's actually required and then provide a fixed price proposal to deliver that. And that's something we're currently working on with the Wine Society, to enrol all of their devices, and as more and more of their staff start to work hybrid mode and work away from the main office and warehouse. Another one that I had came through was that it quickly popped up that was sort of like went over quite slightly, is that with Business Premium, you also get a perpetual license for Windows 10 or Windows 11 Business. So this is quite an enhancement if you haven't already got those devices. So the thing is, you can't use Windows Home to upgrade to business. You need to have an upgrade first of all to a commercial license in place, but then you've got that perpetual license. So with Business Premium, all of your users can be on the latest version of Windows 10 using that, or Windows 11 using that license. So that's that's one thing that's really useful, and something that we haven't really covered on here because of the security aspect, but it's great for you making sure you've always got the most up-to-date operating system. So again, helps with your security stance. I had another question. How does Defender for Business compare with third-party endpoint security packages? Well, Paul showed you there the Gartner report as to how they rank Microsoft against its competitors in that arena. There are a lot of specialists in different areas, but Microsoft are one of the few companies that does the whole package. So they can do all of the different security elements. So if you've already got some security packages in place, it might be that you use a mix of them, or that you can then reduce your spend overall by not requiring those third-party packages anymore and using what comes out of the box with Microsoft. But I'd certainly take that on board and provide some more comparisons with other
just to add
endpoint.
to that, Ian, again, if that's something which customers got concern about or questions about, it's worth speaking to the team just about how you can consolidate that software stack. Because if you've got on-point solutions, third-party solutions, where you're spending a certain amount of money, however, with the Microsoft Business Premium, as I stated earlier, you've got all of that already included as part of that stack, and for the additional £7 odd that you're paying, it's going to far outweigh the cost of those third-party on-point solutions.
Yeah. One thing that hasn't been mentioned that people might be aware of is Microsoft Copilot. So Microsoft Copilot is going to be their AI suite that will be coming to Microsoft 365, although unfortunately will not be included within the packages that are already there. It's going to be an add-on. So this will be your all the Microsoft 365 applications are in the suite. There'll be an AI element that will be plugged into those suites. So it will be a mix and match. You won't need to buy plans for everybody that's got Microsoft 365, but maybe for people who are working in the marketing department, the sales department, that are looking for assistance when writing documents and sales proposals and things like that, it might be worthwhile. It's still in trial at the moment and not fully released, but the expected pricing is going to be $30 per user per month. So once that's available in UK, we'll be publishing more information about that. So is there any further questions? If anyone's got anything else to type in on the Q&A panel? Otherwise, again, thank you very much. Sahana will be in contact with you to obtain your feedback on the event and how you think it went. And, you know, any feedback is great for us to help us develop these events, because there's a series of these sort of small business events around Microsoft that we're looking to do. So it's, of course, what other subjects that we might take on and what sort of things would be relevant for you. We'll also be, like I say, providing everyone with an email with a link to the webinar itself, to the live stream. That'll be put on our the video will be put on our website. So thank you very much, everyone. My contact details are available there if you need to get hold of me. I am just about to go on holiday for a week, but Sahana's going to be picking up anything that comes through in the meantime, so we can answer you quickly on anything that you might have. Thank you very much. Oh, hang on, I've got another one come through. Got business standard. We've already licensed for 365 business standard and EMS E5. Would there still be benefit to upgrading to business premium? So there are additional benefits in EMS E5, which is the items that that Paul went through, the differences there, because you get the level 2 of the protection plan. So there would still be benefits by having that, but it would cost you more than having business premium. So if you need the AAD2 premium P2, if that's the thing that's key for you, then the EMS E5 with what you've got would work. Or you could look at having business premium and then just buying the additional for AAD P2 as well.
As an add-on,
yeah, which will probably work out slightly cheaper than the package that you're working on at the moment. So that's something that we could take up with you if you wanted to give you what the price comparisons would be of the different options we can put together. If there's other elements in EMS E5 that you're using, so if I just explain for everyone else, EMS is Enterprise Mobility and Security. It's Microsoft's security suite that adds into Office 365. So effectively, if you're on Office 365 E3, you can buy EMS E3, or the cheaper way of doing it is by buying Microsoft 365 E3 or E5. So this is where the terminology gets a bit confusing. There's Microsoft 365 Business, which are the small business related licensing, and then there's Microsoft 365 E3 and E5, which are the enterprise versions. So all of the elements that we spoke about in business premium are available in the license that Paul has there. It's just if you're using those and making the most of those additional enterprise functionality, or if it's just the P2, it might be more cost effective doing it slightly differently. Like I say, we'll follow up with you after that, Paul. Okay. Brilliant. Well, thanks very much. Thank you very much for giving us your 45 minutes of your time today. Really appreciate that. Anything else, please feel free to contact us with. Like I say, we're likely to be holding further small business events like this around the Microsoft technology. So we'll keep you up to date on that. All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.